information in the investigation surrounding a man who was stabbed to death in Wilmington last week. Investigators now say Terry Hooper is not connected to the shooting of Daniel Webb Scholler last Friday. That's the same man Hooper is charged with stabbing to death along North 6th Street Friday night. Officers say someone shot Webb Scholler earlier that day as he sat in a car along Caldwell Avenue. Hooper is held without bond in jail on murder charges.
Tonight we know the identity of a second person charged in the shooting death of a high school student in Columbus County. Mason Farnsworth was 17 when investigators charged him and Jalen Campbell with the death of Jeremiah Long. Authorities did not reveal Farnsworth's name at the time because of his age. He's 18 now. Authorities found Long in a field along Old Dothan Road in Tabor City back in January. The high school student later died at a hospital. Farnsworth tonight is charged with first-degree murder. The state